Go ahead, guys.
It seemed like Landon was pretty active on the offensive glass, both sides. What did you see out of him on the boards today?
Well, he's by far our best big. I mean, he defended four great, and four's a terrific player. I would say his name, but I can't pronounce it. So Zena is a great player, and he was by far the only big guy we had that could guard him one-on-one, and then we trapped some to help him a little bit, but for the most part, he did a great job there. And when he plays the minutes he plays and he doubles everybody else's rebound, that's not a good sign. So obviously, bigs aren't rebounding the ball like we should, but I thought Landon played really well.
Did Hunter get rubbed up a little bit today?
No, he only played 2 minutes, so it's hard to say that. So no, it was Hunter didn't do anything bad. It's just when Landon was just better. I mean, he was better in the game, and he's certainly better to guard number 4. So, we'll have games where they play small, and Landon's not the best guy to have in there, but today he was the best guy to have in there, obviously.
What was it like having to play without Wayne for a stretch?
Well, I think it was fine. I probably shouldn't have put him back in the first half, but I asked him, can I trust you and everything, and he said yes, and then he goes out and just makes a silly foul, and his fourth foul wasn't his fault at all, but if I'm not mistaken, we missed a block out, and so he had to come rotate and help. So yeah, and Wayne's playing well. He was on a decent roll whenever. He was taken out of the game with his fouls. But then that hurt us because, Svi did fine, but he didn't make shots. You get wide open shots, and he didn't make them. So I thought I thought we played better than the score. I really did. I thought we played better than the score. Perry obviously had a rough night, but we got the ball right where he wanted it, and I don't know how many layups we missed and free throws or the outcome wouldn't have been as close. But I think Harvard's good. I do. I think they got a nice team, and they played hard, and they fought hard.
Bill, it seems like most of the players talk about paying attention to detail, what you were talking about in the locker room. Can you expound on that at all?
Well, like you look at some things individually that we did. I thought we played better as a team than we did individually, but and I'm not picking on anybody, but we're trapping the post and Svi forgets. They get a dunk. Wayne's got 4 fouls, so he fakes a charge late game. Why fake a charge? Just guard your man, and the guy gets a layup when he falls down. I mean, just things like that. You can't do things like that. Missing free throws is obviously one thing, or missing a layup. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about some things that we can certainly tighten up that I think are correctable. And to me, it's we got basically 6 big guys we can put out there. So why in the world would one of them let a guy take off from half court and dunk on our head to start the game? I mean, that just is unbelievable to me. So unbelievable. So one foul when we got 30 to give, and we can't foul once. So that's the kind of mindset that I think is we've got to correct, because if we correct that, then we'll obviously become more aggressive. We'll rebound the ball better because we'll be having a more of aggressive mindset. But I thought our guards played great. I thought Devontae and Frank played great.
Turned them over in the first half, not as much in the second.
It's hard to turn them over when the guards are playing 75 minutes. You think about it. We played, I think, 36 minutes the first half, those 2 little guys, and we turned them over. But they were the ones creating the majority of all the havoc, and I think they had 6 steals combined or whatever, and then Wayne gets 3 fouls. So now you got a third guard that's not pressuring because he's in a little bit of foul trouble, and then fatigue actually becomes a factor. So I think that was the only reason. But the reality of it is, defense is always better in the first half because it's in front of your bench, and certainly second half. The pressure is usually better because it's in front of your bench, and certainly second half our pressure wasn't near as good, but it wasn't because of anything that we were not doing. It's more that they were kind of semi-delaying the ball, and then the fatigue became a factor.
Bill, Perry had some big buckets late, but was he just fighting him a little bit?
I don't know what I don't know. He's such a good player. He's such a good player, but he played way below the rim today. he hadn't been the same since we got back from Maui. And I'm not speaking negatively at all because I love his game. I think he's so good. But he hasn't been himself. He hasn't been aggressive. So I don't know if he's got a flu bug or something going on. But even tonight, he didn't make moves with any authority and certainly got the ball right where we wanted it and wasn't able to finish. So. He just got to, he's got to become more aggressive and more of a quick twitch athlete, and he's not right now. But we know he can get that back. That is something that we'll bank on him doing. But today wasn't his best day.
How tough is it trying to get aggressiveness out of players like Perry Ellis?
From my standpoint, it shouldn't be. I mean, it's. You like to compete or not, Now there's a lot of times where guys are more aggressive than others in certain ways, but if there's a ball halfway between me and you, that's what's fun. I got to get 7 out of 10. You can only get 3. That's what's fun to me, and that's what I would equate aggressiveness being as much as anything else. And so, we just got to get better at those 3 things. And he's not the only one, but certainly as a group, I think we can get more aggressive because, hey, those little guards are pretty aggressive. We just need to get our big guys to follow suit.
Coach, you still got a month before league play. There's a lot of rope there, room to grow, learn. Do you try to get the importance of the next 3 or 4 weeks over to these guys, or is it just a one game, one day?
No, you know what? I haven't approached it like that, other than the fact that we got a chance to get better right now. This is an important stretch, even though the games aren't as magnified as what the games will be. But it's an opportunity for us to get better, to get young kids playing time, to play through some things. So I'd say, without probably going into with as much detail as what you said, Al, we've done that, and certainly moving forward, we'll continue to do that. And even though finals are coming up and it's dead week, and there's all kinds of things, but one thing about finals and one thing about other things, dead week, is that can't give out more assignments. It's just a study time, things like that. So even though the focus is academics, I mean, there's every bit as much time to work on ball and be focused on ball. So I think that we have to get better, obviously, over the next 3 weeks to put ourselves in a position to be prepared to play in the league. Because, heck, we start out with Baylor, Oklahoma back-to-back to start it. So it's certainly not going to get any easier. But the biggest thing is we just got to have our key players play at a little bit higher level. I think that can certainly happen very, very easily.
Anything else?
I know you have to win the game, but is that why Sheck didn't get more minutes?
No, well, I mean, Landon was our best big. Yeah, so I mean, if I love Shaq, but Shaq couldn't guard 4 as well as Landon, and also it's we can say that, but Landon and Shaq and Carlton, who I think are the 2 best prospects we have, big guys without question. You go 2 for 8 and. You're not great defensively and things like that, and majority of the shots are in there pretty tight. They had some opportunities, but that was probably the game situation's the only reason why that they didn't play more. And we decided to go with 3 bigs the second half for the most part, and fortunately that Landon played as well as he did defensively and rebounding the ball.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.